So I think it is very...
She decided she wants the other end of the banana.
So, look how cute. She's sat on her lap and she's being well behaved. First of all, it's not easy. If you're watching this, guys, we're about to put a picture in of when Coco was first adopted. And she looked like...
Like a dinosaur?
It was... Yeah.
Today, the Garners Couch Club podcast is sponsored by Currencies Direct, helping you buy your dream home in Spain.
When you're moving money abroad, exchange rates really do matter.
With Currencies Direct, you get good rates, expert guidance and no transfer fees.
Well, who could ask for better? They've got over 20 branches across Spain and friendly teams ready to help you every single step of the way. So all you need to do is to register with Currencies Direct. Just head over to our website, SpanishPropertyChoice.com, and on the very front page, you will find a link to Currencies Direct's website where you can just follow the instructions and register with them for free. So thank you, Currencies Direct, for sponsoring this week's episode. Hello and welcome back to the Garners Couch Club podcast.
I'm Sharon and this is Sharon of Channel 4 Sunseeing Selling Houses and Spanish Property Choice, located in the beautiful province of Almeria and the Costa del Sol.
Yeah, dare I ask, how are you doing today, Mother?
The time has come, my son. You knew it was going to happen one day.
Yeah, puppy pads everywhere.
Well, not exactly puppy pads. For anybody that's listening to this podcast, this is going to be another weird one, which is...
Yeah, this follows on great from last week's Halloween episode, and this is actually Halloween week, and scary, spooky stuff is going on in this household.
Well, I thought this would be more scary than us dressing up as each other.
Yeah.
So, because you are a little bit nervous.
I'm still warming up to the idea that you've got this ginormous flappy thing. Oh, no.
Hence the pads. Extra thick and extra wide.
Well, good job I didn't say this big blue and yellow flappy thing. Oh, no.
Oh, for anybody that's listening, this, as everybody knows, or most people know, I have a huge menagerie.
Yes.
And it's expanding by the day. And I've actually, this is Coco.
Yeah, let's just get the elephant in the room out the way.
Let me just see if I can get her to say hello. Coco? Say hello. Coco? Are you going to say hello? Coco? 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 What's this? Come on then, say Coco. No, she's having none of it. Typical. Oh, yeah. Here you go. Hello. So, yes. Yeah, very, very strange. Again, I don't know who's watching this and who's listening to this, but I have over 200 birds and animals, all rescues. I have goats, I have chickens, I have parrots, I have cockatiels, I have lovebirds, finches, golden finches, quails, geese, pigeons, dogs, rabbits, and now I have my dream pet, which is a baby golden macaw. She's a blue and gold macaw.
Oh dear.
I never thought that I would ever be able to have a bird like this. One, because I refuse to buy birds that have been kept in captivity, and bred for sale. But I was so lucky with her because I've had her since she was... She's going to start talking now. I've had her since she was a baby. She's now 3 months old. And believe it or not, she's not going to be an adult now until she's 5.
As in size-wise, going to keep growing?
As in maturity, as in size-wise, yeah. It'll be about 5 years, so I've got a long time to go. But I actually had her for a rescue, the other side of Almeria, Almeria City. And she was just a few weeks old when I had her, and I had to agree to hand feed her. So I've hand raised her. She's been fed by syringe since I've had her, many times a day when I first had her. Now she's down to twice a day, 90 ml twice a day, and she started to eat things like vegetables and, a bit of fruit. I'm having to sort of wean her off the bottle, so to speak, which is where I feel like I've gone back 38 years.
Oh, hang on. This is like the most stressful episode I think we've filmed yet. I can't stop like staring. Mainly because, can I just point out, these birds poop like crazy.
Yeah.
And I keep being in the firing line. So whether we're filming for the show, because she's going to be featured on the show of Sunseen Selling Houses, but whenever I'm around, it's like, right, watch out, fire away.
Well, you've got to expect that. I mean, if you're going to have an animal like this, if you're going to have any animal, you've got to, you've got to sort of be prepared for these things. And, I'm prepared. I've got the old pads out, and I'm used to being pooed on. And, at the end of the day, I did it with you. I did it with Emma. This is what parenthood is all about, son. Whether it's a baby or whether it's an animal, you have to be prepared.
This is why I love cats, though, because from like day one, they just learn to go in the litter tray. Well, most cats do anyway, but... Yeah, this is... I mean, you've really topped it for me.
Yeah.
I thought you'd got there on the crazy level scale. I was like, she's done it. She did it with all the animals up to this point. And then, I mean, taking it back to, obviously, when you first went to the rescue centre, you phoned me completely out of the blue. I mean, you'd never sort of brought it up in a conversation that you would actually go to the lengths of rescuing a macaw. But you gave me that, Dad phoned me and he was like, right, son, I need to ask you a favour. Can you call this rescue Avery, whatever they're called, and just see what their situation is with anyone, any of the birds that are looking for a new home? So I rang the Spanish lady, didn't I?
Yeah.
She was like, yes, but it's not quite ideal at the moment. The baby birds are still being reared, do you say? Hand reared.
Yeah. She was very good, actually, because most people... You see, this is the difference between a breeder and somebody that rescues. A breeder will, if they, hear those money signs, I hate to say it, but it wouldn't matter.
Oh, no, she was looking out for the welfare of the birds.
Yeah, and she certainly made sure that I was capable of looking after her.
Well, this is where I'm going.
Oh, go on,
so it was... the lady was saying, no, not quite yet, but definitely if your mum proves that she's got all these adopted animals, then yes, we'll consider as a candidate. And then about half an hour later, I get another phone call saying, Sean, we're just outside of the rescue centre. Could you just call the lady again and just double check if we could go in or not? And then obviously the rest, I don't know exactly what happened when you got there or how it played out.
It was really nice, actually, because when we got there, she, as I say, they were very adamant as to whether I was capable. Because these are not easy birds. These are, they're strong, they're powerful birds. They need a lot of attention. They need a lot of training, a lot of understanding. They originated from South America, and they're not native to this country. And she, when I got there, she actually put me into a huge aviary that had got quite a few of these birds in, all rescue birds. And the one that I went for originally was 1.5 years old. And I did, obviously it flew to me and it felt wonderful, to feel the power of that bird. And But then they put me in that position to make sure that I didn't freak out, because these are huge birds. As I say, this is a baby, and I mean, look at her wingspan now, you know. And when I had her, it was obviously she was quite small, so a lot of people wouldn't realise how big these birds get. So they put me in this great big aviary, and all these birds were flying around me. And you know me, I was like in heaven. It was like, come to me, come to mama type of thing. And straight away they realised that, I had no issues with the birds, and, you know, like the beaks. I mean, just look at the size of the beaks.
Yeah.
But then after speaking to them, they were basically saying to me that this 1.5-year-old, they couldn't guarantee. It had come from Barcelona. They didn't know its full background. They just said that basically, it hadn't been looked after very well, hence why they'd got it. And because I'd got so many animals and so many birds, and I've got grandchildren and that as well, they were a little bit concerned that maybe, I don't know, I might bring it back and it might be frightened of dogs or, not like children around. And then they mentioned that they'd got 5 babies, and they weren't prepared to let them go to anybody that really didn't know what they were doing. And I had to go through, I suppose, like a bit of an interview process, and,
It's got to be hard, because I'm sure a lot of people that go to the rescues, they go... I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that go for the complete wrong reasons. They go to a rescue, say I'm rescuing the animal, and then breed them, or...
Well, these are worth thousands of euros. Now, I actually did pay €1,400 for her, but I paid that to the rescue, and it was to help them rescue all the birds. So it wasn't that I was giving her for free.
Like a donation as such.
Yeah, it was a donation, and obviously she's been registered. She's registered with the authorities. People know that I've got her, and and I had to go through the process of feeding her in front of them and making sure that, because you have to grab their beaks. Now they've actually got 3 holes in their mouth.
Well, this terrified me. I mean, the first couple of times you showed me, and how crazy she'd go.
Yeah.
Over the food.
Yeah.
And then you were saying about, the 3 holes and...
Yeah, well, you can actually choke them. I mean, in the back of the mouth, at the back of the mouth, they've got a hole, which if you get the food in there when you're hand raising them, like a lot of birds, to be honest with you, the food doesn't go into the crop, and the crop is just here, just on their chest, and it actually goes straight down into their lungs, and it can kill them. So you have to know how to feed them. So I feed her to the left-hand side of her mouth, and she's got a tongue. I can only describe a tongue. I wish I could get close enough. People could get close enough, but it's like an elephant's trunk, and their mouth is very, very dry. And she tastes and feels. And if I put my hand next to her now, this is how she feeds. She thinks she's going to be fed, and she'll start bobbing. They call it bobbing. And it's really difficult to feed them when they're bobbing, because obviously you want to keep the food going in the right hole. Yeah. But they do close off the 2 of their that's bobbing. See? So she thinks I'm feeding. So that's what they do when they bob.
I think it's very, very important as well for anyone that is watching this, that these animals, if they are rescued or brought up in a home and tamed as such, then it's safe to do things like that.
Yeah.
But obviously,
don't ever do
this
that.
animal in the wild, which I don't think you'd ever get to it close enough to do it, but do not be putting your fingers in their beaks, and do not be stroking them, and only if they have their owner and they've been trained.
Well, this was the point in having her from a tiny baby. Having her from a tiny baby, she's got to know me, she's got to know the family. We've got to know her. She knows what she can and she can't do, and it is like having a baby. It really is. It's a learning process for all of us. To see her feathers now is incredible. She's still got. These are like I can only call them like a plastic tube. I don't know whether anybody can you see?
Well, it's like when you buy a feather.
Like a feather duster and things like that.
Yeah, it comes in the plastic tube, and then the feather's actually contained within that tube.
But you have to know, the temptation is to pull those off, and you can't do that, because underneath here are really, really important veins to the feather. and it can be really damaging. But you'll find now there's a little bit come off there, look.
Yeah.
Because now she's shedding, but she's doing that herself.
Yeah.
She's actually chewing herself. And she had no feathers. She was just...
Oh, we'll have to get a video. We'll have to put a picture in. If you're watching this, guys, we're about to put a picture in of when Coco was first adopted. And she looked like
a dinosaur.
It was, it was very strange.
Yeah.
This little featherless, just sack of skin. With a
great big beak.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a real... For me, it's been a magical experience because, as I say, I've always wanted one of these birds.
Yeah.
But I never dreamt that it would ever happen. And as I say, I would never just go and buy one just to say that I've got one.
Yeah.
I had to wait for the right moment, and the right moment came along. And I think it came along at the right moment for me because I've got so much experience with birds now.
Yeah.
And that's thanks to a guy called Godfrey. I don't know whether you remember Godfrey and Susan, who moved over. We actually sold them a property. And Godfrey started me off with the birds because Godfrey used to have a pet shop back in the UK. And he came over here and he started raising the birds again. Not for sale, just for his own pleasure again. That's where my sort of bird obsession came from. But with his guidance, he started giving me information that was really important. Even now with her, we went recently to a store in Lorca, which we didn't know was there, and they'd everything that I needed for her, they supplied. It was really, really good. And we got a lot more information from those people as well. They'd got a macaw there. And their macaw was 23. I think it was 23 years old. And because the one thing, this is something that I wanted to say before I forget. This was a massive decision for me to take her because she's going to outlive me. And she could potentially outlive you. Yeah. And one of the things that I had to agree with was, one, I had to have a member of the family or somebody in the family that would be willing to take her. But if not, I had to agree that she must go back to the rescue. Mm-hmm. She can't be sold on or released or anything like that. She has to go back to the rescue. Because, she can live up to 60, 70 years old.
Which is why I think as well it's really important to get the message out. Not only just because she's a macaw, but I think it's anyone that does end up looking into it or looks at this video and thinks, oh, look how cute, she's sat on her lap and she's being well behaved. First of all, it's not easy. I mean, I'm not speaking from first hand, but I've watched you and Dad over the last couple of months and it's not easy. Yeah. But also, it's not just let's go and get a macaw and just see how it goes. I think you've got to have the training, you've got to do your research, you've got to have the experience. It's, it's kind of like any animal, isn't it? It breaks my heart when people just casually gift or adopt or buy an animal and then a couple of months in they think, oh, okay, it wasn't the right decision and they sort of, they sort of just give up at a very early stage.
She's gone to sleep.
Yeah,
she does. I mean, this is it. It's like everything. It's like having a puppy. They're gorgeous when they're babies, but you forget they've got to grow up. It's the same with children. They're gorgeous when they're babies, but then they grow up, and you're always going to have problems. So you've got to be in the right frame of mind to be able to look after something like this. And it is hard for me because obviously I want to be with her all the time, but I still work and we're still filming and...
Well, just touching on the age thing as well, I mean, you really thought that one through, didn't you, Mother? Like, come on, you're in your 60s now. The bird's going to live 50, 60 years.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
But for the time I'm going to have her, she's going to have an amazing life.
She is, but then, like...
When you have her, she will also have an amazing life.
But I'm not next in line, am I? Let's face it. Your eldest daughter is first. Then it'll go on to Emma's children. So
I think
niece and nephew.
I think it will be Alithia because my granddaughter's very much like me with children. Not with children. With animals, and she's taken to us straight away. You know, they're very close. And I think, I know that I've got members of the family that will look after her and, I've already fell in love with that.
Yeah.
But I also know that I've got the backup of the sanctuary if anything happens, but... and it will one day, and I'm afraid that's life. But, that doesn't mean to say that I can't give her a good home.
Oh, no, of course not.
Whilst I'm still breathing.
Yeah, and she will definitely have a good home. I mean, the one thing that amazes me the most is growing up, you were, and you still are, you're very, very house proud. Everything's got to be a certain way, which, thanks, you've really passed that on to me. Everyone walks in my house and they're like, right, don't move anything, don't touch anything, because I like everything the way it should be. And although you still live like that, you've got, you've just changed, because you've got a parrot flying around your house that can poop anywhere, can chew anything, and it's just amazing. I don't, what was that? So,
I think you get to a certain stage in your life, son, where you prioritise things in life. And yes, I've got a lovely house, and yes, I am house proud, and yes, I am constantly walking. I mean, I spend an absolute fortune on animal disinfectants and, baby wipes and pads and whatever. But it's not all about what you've got and how much you've got. It's how much you've got to be able to enjoy that. You can have a fabulous house and you can have all of this, but what's the point if you're not enjoying it? And having the animals around and having her around as well. Even your dad. I mean, out of all of the animals, apart from the dogs, I mean, that your dad loves the dogs. There is no question about it that your dad has fell in love with Coco.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could see his arms at the moment, I mean, she does scratch a lot. Her claws are they're like needles. And, but he's constantly got her on his arm. And again, if she poops, there's certain things called disinfectants and wipes, and you just wipe it up. If you thought about things like that, you'd never have children. Because believe me, children make more mess.
Hence why I don't have children. Because I can't stand the thought of the mess that we create as humans. So animals... I mean, I suppose I get what you're saying, even with my cats, I do just, if they throw up a fur ball or whatever it might be, it's just part and parcel of having them. But it's, I joke and, I know I do take the mick out of you, and I know you do it all for the right reasons, obviously. You haven't brought any animal into this house that is for the wrong reason, nothing for breeding, it's literally just to give them a good home and look after them. But it's like, where does it end, Mum? Like, where? Do we call it quits for a little bit, or is there something else that you're thinking?
I never know. I never know what's round the corner. I have turned animals down, as you know. I mean, I was asked to have a donkey.
Thanks to me, I've turned down things on your behalf.
I did my research and I realised that I hadn't got the adequate space. I hadn't got the knowledge. And for me, I learned that donkeys need to be in pairs. It's no good having a single one. And, that wasn't for me. I knew that I couldn't give that animal the love and care and attention that it needed. The animals that I do have, I know that I can do that, and I love it. I just love being around them.
And a conversation that me and Emma have had a couple of times that I don't think we've ever spoke to you about is there a way, do you think it could be anything related to once me and Emma moved on?
Empty nest syndrome, it's called.
And it didn't happen straight away, obviously. It's been quite a long time since I moved out, being the last one to leave home, but... Is it like fulfilled?
It's a gap that there's no question about it. I would imagine many mothers go through that period. I mean, it's a strange time in life because normally when your children are leaving home, you're going through the change. Most women are going through the change. So the hormones are already all over the place. And after raising children for 30 odd years, like I did with you.
Yeah, right then.
No, after raising children, when they do leave home, there is that feeling of, well, what do I do now? Who needs me now? You know, it's really strange. And when you've had 20 odd years of looking after something, for it not to be there, maybe that's where this came from. I don't know. I mean, you see most people with dogs and with cats, fair enough, domestic animals. I've gone a little bit further by having goats and birds and whatever. But it's, I think you're probably right. I think you want some of your banana. I think she's just spotted the banana. Do you want banana? Okay, hang on. Let me take the. Hang on, I've got to take the. You can't. No, I've got to. Oh, well. You're not having this skin. Yeah, she just decided she wants a banana. So, it's. It could be that. I think it could be like the empty nest syndrome. But I just love being around them. Only a little bit at a time. And again, even this, it's just different. I could be sitting watching telly or watching,
like everyone's
Good Morning Britain or something like that. But if not, I've got my animals to look after instead.
Yeah, I mean, each to their own, because you know what I'm like. I for example, I love to travel. So I think when I get to your age and I'm coming up to retirement or retired, hopefully, then it's more of a, right, I'm going to jump on a plane and go and travel somewhere. I'm going to get a motorhome and travel around. So the commitment side of it's a bit different, but like you say, if it's keeping you occupied and it's giving you something to...
Well, I think the other thing is with travel. I mean, again, being the age I am, we have done a lot of travelling over the years, as you know. We've done America, we've done all the places I ever wanted to go to, Hawaii. We're doing a special trip next year. It's not stopping us from doing anything. I'm very lucky because I've got Dan and Vicky, who, I mean, Vicky can't wait to come back over and see Coco because she only saw her as a tiny baby. But I am very lucky that I've got somebody that loves animals as much as me that's going to spend the time here and look after them. And that's what you've got to be prepared to do. You've got to have all that in place. You can't just do this and then go off, fill their feed hoppers and hope they're going to be okay. Of course, I understand that. But again, I have got to that point in life now where I just want a bit of peace and quiet. And when you live in Spain and you live in a country with sunshine most days and, the beach just down the road and going to different places.
Yeah, but not just travel. I'm just thinking of examples of when you get further on in life and you think, right, okay, now it's time to enjoy it. You get some people that go down the animal route. You get some people that travel. You get some people that buy a home and think, oh, let's do a renovation and keep ourselves busy that way. It's like each person has their own hobbies as such, although looking after animals isn't a hobby. But yeah, to me, it's...
Well, it's funny that is because I watched that, what is it, The Chateau. And you see these people, in their retirement taking on these huge chateaus to reform. That's my worst nightmare. As much as I love knocking walls down and doing things like that, that would be my worst nightmare because I've been there, done that. I've gone through years, of buying properties in the UK. And obviously we've got properties here, which is, we are very lucky. But now is like our time now. It's sort of...
But I think that's it. I think it's having the time.
Yeah.
It's, again, coming back to the animals. You can't do this if you're working a full-time job without the possibility of, freedom of where you're going to be or times that you work.
I'm lucky because I've got my own business.
Yeah, obviously. But someone that's working a 9-to-5 office job, you can't hand rear a baby macaw.
No.
So I think it is very...
She decided she wants the other end of the banana. Why don't you have the normal banana? Why have you got to have the end? Eh? Yes.
It's a big challenge and it's a big sort of... thing to keep you occupied, I suppose. But yeah, I've got to say, I mean, everyone that knows you and everyone that follows you online and anyone that follows the show, they know that this to you is not unusual. Like, you know, no one's going to open this and be like, oh, we're shocked Sharon's now got a macaw, because it's like, okay, what's round the corner? But it's... it's still very bizarre.
I get so many people. I mean, this is one of the reasons we decided to do this podcast. One, because I wanted to introduce Coco, but I do also get hundreds and hundreds of messages saying, "How are the animals, Sharon? You know, can we have some updates? Can you know, how are the goats getting on, and all this type of thing." You know, so I think these little updates from time to time are a good thing, you know. Because
and I think it's nice to see, you know, people that have followed you from day one when you got the goats. That's been how many years now? And just to see that you've still got them, you still look after all these animals. Again, it's not just a show. It's not just an act that you're putting on. Yeah, I'm going to adopt these animals and then shove them on to the next owner.
Absolutely.
You do it and you're proving that you're doing it up for all the right reasons.
And I'm not funded in any way. I mean, this is all self-funding. I mean, as much as I'd like to, you know, I'm sure your dad would like some help with funding, but...
Well, that's the other thing I think is really important to point out. It's not cheap.
Oh, no.
I mean, I have 2 cats, and the cost every month, whether it's vet bills, foods, litter, toys, because I do spoil them. So to have as many animals as you do, that can't be cheap.
Well, my wages really, they just go
animals.
on the animals. It's as simple as that. It's you know, they come first, and if I have to go, I mean, I don't go without. Of course, I don't. I've got a very nice life, but I work for it. But I just choose whatever I work for to give to the animals, and you know, family and the animals, as you know, come first for me. Yeah, and it's an expense, but I mean, again, you know, I see the charities on a daily basis, hence why I'm sort of patron of so many animal charities. For them, it's never ending. I mean, I can choose when I decide that I don't want any more animals. They can't. I mean, every day, you know, Charlie will say to me, I mean, Jenny, my sister, I'm so proud of her at the minute, because obviously she opened a shop in Chadsmore for AA Dog Rescue, who I'm patron of, and like this weekend, she spent her whole weekend at a local craft fair raising funds. And it's just lovely to see. But you know, they'll get 1 or 2 animals homed or rehomed, and then you know there'll be another 5. Oh, I don't know whether she's going to want to go on her belly, because she goes upside down so her belly can be tickled. Yeah, I mean, you know, they literally, it's ongoing, and it's heartbreaking for them. At least with me, I know when I've got my animals, they're looked after, they're well fed, they have the best of what I can provide. But most of that comes down to not just the feed that they're on, but the quality of life. People have said to me about the parrots, do you let them out? And yes, they are free flight. I have got a couple of birds that can't be free flight, but they are in huge cages, as you know, floor to ceiling cages. And I can't let them out free flight because one of them is, probably 23, 24 years old now, and was used to literally sitting on one perch for all that time. And just to come out of the cage that they're in now, or going into the cage, I mean, they didn't move for a week when I put them in that big cage. And now they're very protective of that area, and they don't want to come out. You know, they've got a big area. But she will be free flight. I've just ordered a harness. And she will be on a long harness, and she'll free fly in the enclosure. I can't let her free fly outside because, as you know, we've got eagles here, and I just definitely wouldn't risk that. But she's got full freedom around the house.
And it is just all training. I think over time, you know, more and more, she'll be shown how to. To live a happy life, and you know, to be fair, all they care about, as long as they're getting food and get a good night's sleep.
It's one of them things you've got. The thing is with the macaw, which is different to a lot of birds. parrots need a lot of stimulation. They need a lot of colour, a lot of things to chew on, a lot of things to do. I mean, honestly, these can go through a toy. I mean, I've got a toy on there, a big wooden toy, you know, and they're like €25 a piece. She can go through one of them in a week.
Yeah.
You know, so again, it's hello, my darling. Hello, my baby. Kiss, kiss. Kiss. Yes, are you going to say hello? Say hello, Coco. Yes, who's that? Say hello, Coco. Yes, hello.
And I assume, being a parrot, she'll talk.
Oh, she talks. Yeah,
she'll repeat a lot more things in the future.
I just hope she doesn't have a Brummy accent, because Laura Lou's got a real Brummy accent.
Yeah.
All I hear now off Laura Lou is, Laura Lou, what you doing? Alexa, add.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There's your introduction to Coco the macaw parrot.
Yeah, she's not really been very exciting, has she?
Well, no, I mean, we were dreading this, to be fair, because it was like, oh, is she going to be flying around everywhere? She's going to poop? But no, she's been very well behaved. And I think it was just an informative episode of the podcast to just show people, because you've started uploading pictures of her and you've started introducing her a little bit on your social media. So I think it was nice to just give a little bit more explanation into... Go. A little bit more explanation into what she is and...
Yeah. Well, we've just filmed her for the series, haven't we, for Series 9?
Yes.
So obviously, yes, you're going to be seeing a lot more of her, and I will... do you want to turn her on your arm?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm not that confident with it yet.
Actually, she's got some power in these wings. She really has got power.
Yeah.
But yeah, she is an absolute joy.
It's definitely the poop thing for me. If she could wear a nappy, no problem whatsoever. But it's the poop machine. Well, there you go. She's gone back to her perch.
Yeah, she's gone back happy as Larry. Look, she's... Yeah, that's her saying, okay,
yeah,
that's
she's
the
like,
end of the episode.
Done episode, I've played my part, I've shined for the cameras.
Yeah, all I would say, though, is anybody that is thinking about taking on something like this, you know, please do your research.
Yes.
Please don't go to a breeder if you can. There's a company in the UK, a charity in the UK. Oh, something, the wings of something. Oh, isn't it typical? I'll try and find it, and I'll ask Sammy to put a what do you call it? A link to this this charity back in the UK, because they do an amazing job. And actually, I tell you, I was so impressed with them, because they have had parrots, and I contacted them and said, look, I'm willing to take one on. I've got all these other birds, etc., etc. And they came back and they did actually say, thank you so much. We would love you to have, have the option of giving one of our parrots a home. However, because you're living in Spain, you're living out of the country, we won't be able to keep an eye and, sort of monitor how it's going on. And I was so impressed with that, because that's exactly what you want to hear.
Yeah, because it could have been easier for them to just say, there you go.
Oh,
there,
yeah.
Take
and I could be over here now, earning 3,000-4,000 euros a pop, So I am going to, I can't think what it's called, something like Wings of a Prayer or something like that. I'm going to put the link, I'm going to ask Sammy to put the link on. Okay. And if you are looking for a rescue bird, they're the people to contact in the UK, definitely. But as I say, think about it, because it's not easy. And yeah, they're going to be here for a long time.
Yeah. Well, yes, okay.
Yeah. Well, she's not pooped, so...
No, she's done very, very well, so I'm not going to jinx it, and let's end the episode here. So, guys, thank you ever so much, as always, for tuning in. Please welcome Coco to the family. Please, as always, like this video if you've enjoyed meeting Coco, and you can comment down below Do you have any rescue animals? Does anyone that listens or watches have a macaw parrot? It'd be interesting to find out. And please subscribe to the channel or to the podcast. It's completely for free, and it really, really does help our algorithm. So, yes. Yeah.
Well, I've really enjoyed today. It's been nice and calm and and tranquilo. So I hope you've all had a shazza tingle.
Yeah. And until next week, guys. See you later.
Adios.
Adios.